Arizona Humane Society Emergency Dispatch.
We are here in the Field Operations Center at the Arizona Humane Society, and behind me is our dispatch center. So I have two dispatchers that work on a daily basis. They answer approximately 125 calls a day. We have 8 investigators out in the field today answering a variety of calls, of investigations to rescue to ambulance type calls. Our team answers about 10,000 calls for service a year, and this map over here kind of shows a guideline of what areas that we work. We contract with 12 different cities in the valley, all the way from Queen Creek all the way west to Goodyear and everywhere in between, and we can answer a variety of calls. We can do anything from a rescue from a cat in a tree or a cat in an engine to an animal cruelty case. This time of year, those are prevalent in tethering or no shelter, no watering.
So we got a call out here for multiple canines in the backyard, no water, no shelter. I can only see one dog in the backyard, but I can't see the entire backyard and I can't confirm shelter or water. So I'm gonna post a notice for no shelter, no water just in case. And I'm gonna leave water because if I can't confirm water, I always leave water. And then after I post the notice and everything, we'll come back tomorrow and the next day, and the next day, and if we have to with PD, until we can confirm whether the dogs have shelter and water.
Arizona Humane Society Emergency Dispatch.
Hey, it's Carla with Phoenix PD.
Hi.
I'm calling you about a dog that we're out with. A citizen had called it in, and it has its mouth duct taped shut and its legs duct taped.
Okay.
So we were headed to our first call. We got redirected, sounded like an urgent call from Phoenix Police regarding a canine with its muzzle taped shut, its front legs taped together. We got there, the dog did have its legs taped together still. Muzzle tape was removed by police. It's wild to see a dog taped like that, just struggling to get around on his front 2 legs. Can't lift him up, it's just hopping around on the front 2. Every day that I have the pleasure of coming into work, I know we're making a difference. I know we're helping out animals that need the help, and nobody else is going to do it. It's rewarding. You get these animals out of the worst situations that you can imagine. Keeps me coming back.
I love the excitement of the rescues, but my favorite part is when we actually accomplish that rescue, or when we actually save that animal, and then I get to kind of follow him or her and see where they're going. I get to see they go into a new home. The best part to me, the absolute best part, is the life-saving part, the part where I get to make a difference in something's life.
Where'd you come from, dude?
Still purring too, but look, the ear's tipped.
We got a report at this address for multiple canines in the backyard, no water. There's also a concern of the dogs being possibly abandoned. So I am actually going to be calling police out to our location. There is a dog in the backyard that is very severely emaciated, completely down in hind with some pretty bad sores on its body. So we would like to get this dog out of this condition. It appears that nobody has been in the home within the last 24 hours, so this guy definitely needs medical care as soon as possible. At this point, all I can do, since PD is on scene, it is in their hands. So at this point, all we can do is give our professional opinion and advice on the state and conditions of the dogs, and it will be up to them if they will seize the animals today or not.
I think it's tough when you see from an outside perspective a team like ours out there, and you sort of have this idea that we're able to just see something that any perhaps regular person might say, that's animal cruelty or that's animal neglect. And the tough part about those situations is, unfortunately, those terms are defined by law, and it's up to the police department to enforce them. Our job is to support them in that role. Only a police officer can actually seize a pet. Humane Society investigators are not sworn officers of the law. We don't carry a weapon with us. We don't wear bulletproof vests. We can't trespass without the police there. So ultimately, the decision to cite someone for animal cruelty or seize their pet is always going to be at the discretion of the police officers.
If it's over 100, he can't be tethered, so I'm going to educate him like preemptively on that, because I'm sure he's been out over 100. Sometimes there's things that, you know, we see setup-wise that I would never put my dog in. I wouldn't want one of my friends to have their dogs in a setup like that, but technically it's legal. So we just try to educate the owners on quality of life. You know, we just want the animals to be happy, healthy, and be provided the bare minimum.
I've been with AHS for almost 11 years now, and I have seen just some unbelievable growth. And I've learned from experience that change takes time. And that sometimes, even though you might see something and say, I wish we could do more, I wish this wasn't the case, as an organization, we are always pushing that line, pushing that envelope. And over time, we are seeing amazing change in our community. We're seeing laws being strengthened city by city. We're seeing prosecution be more successful city by city. We're seeing police officers that really love animals and are empowered by the fact that they have the support that they need to do their job in their community. It is extremely rewarding to see the growth and overall big picture just in 10 years' time. And I'm very hopeful for what we'll be able to do in the future as long as we keep pushing. I think after all of these years, the most rewarding part of my job continues to be that moment where you connect with a sick, injured, or abused pet that doesn't trust anyone, that has had nothing but terrifying, awful experiences with people, and you take your time and you come down to their level and you try to convince them to trust you. And that moment when they come to you and they know that you're there to rescue them, that moment is priceless.